this is good. Look at that color. Hello there and welcome in. I'm so excited to be recording this video for you guys today. We are going to be testing out viral beauty products, the things that have been taking over our For You pages, our Explore pages, all of the things the beauty girls have been picking up. I am not a beauty girl by any stretch of the imagination. Lucky for me, I tend to get compliments on my makeup quite a bit. I'll insert some pictures of some of my best beats that I have done myself, but I want to come share these products with you guys. You guys know what to be shopping for, what is worth the hype, and what you can skip. This will be a video that we're highlighting drugstore products as well as more luxury beauty items, so it's something for everyone and every price point. As you can see, I am fresh faced. I've done my skincare routine, so I am a little bit dewy, glowy, moisturized because nobody wants to start their base with dry skin.
Can I get you anything? Water would be nice.
So this is a reminder to go ahead and add that moisture into your skin, girl, because you probably need it. First things first, we need a primer. I'm going to be going in with this YSL Beauty blurring primer. I'm using this blurring primer specifically because I have combination skin, so I really do get very oily around my T-zone. So I'm hoping this blurring primer will kind of help with oil control. One pump of the blurring primer. Ooh, this feels very velvety soft. We've got our first step down. I have quite a few dark spots that I want to cover up. Typically people go in with a dark spot corrector that has like a red or an orange undertone. I don't have one of those available. I typically use concealer to kind of cover up any imperfections before going in with foundation, and so we are going to be doing that again today, and I am so excited to show you guys what concealers we're going to be using. The Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser. I have gotten to an era where I kind of have slept on drugstore makeup, forgetting that this is actually where I came from, and sometimes these products are actually better than the expensive luxury products that we pick up at Sephora and Ulta. Maybelline has actually sent over 3 different shades of the concealer as well as some setting powder, loose powder for me to try, which we will definitely be getting to. First order of business is going to be shade matching my concealers to my skin to see which one is going to give me the best finish. Starting off with shade 146.5. You twist in order to let the product out. You guys can see it's coming out here. I'm just going to use this on my hand to swatch. I think this might be a little too light. This is 147.5, 148. The 148 seems to be very close to my skin complexion, but so does 147.5. I think I'm going to go in with 147.5. The consistency of this concealer isn't too heavy from what I can tell right now. It's going on fairly easy and it doesn't feel super heavy on my skin. I'm being very generous with how much concealer I'm putting on right now because I just want to see how well this concealer actually will hold up. Honestly, I feel like the color match is a little bit better than I thought it was. I'm going to go ahead and buff this out just to see what it looks like. Here is the concealer buffed out. I will say I think I was a little heavy-handed on how much I apply. That applicator is more for a general broad strokes on your face. I actually am really liking the coverage on this. It's covered up some of my hyperpigmentation, but it's not too cakey, if you know what I mean. I am going to move on to my next step, which is foundation. I am going to be going in with the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. I've actually used this before, so this is not a newer product to me. Something to note about this foundation, it is not a great travel foundation. I found that this NARS cap tends to slip and open up quite a bit. I went on a trip and I packed this in my cosmetic bag and the bottle completely opened and was leaking everywhere. It was not great. So just as an FYI, I would not necessarily travel with this, or I would put it in a different container if you are going to travel with it, but it is a great foundation. What I'd like to do is I take the foundation and I pump it onto my hand. The technique that I like to use for my foundation is to use a flat foundation brush and go in a downward motion on my face. It's literally like you're doing face paint like a clown, but I promise you are going to have a flawless finish. So I just go around my entire face using this flat brush. I forgot to mention, this is in the color Macao. And then I use a diffuser brush to go in and press it into the skin and get that flawless finish. Don't ask me what brush this is. I don't really know, to be quite honest. We are just gonna press all of this into the skin. Now, if you guys have tips and tricks for me on how to actually apply my makeup to make it look a little bit better, please do drop them below in the comments, because I don't know what I'm doing. I just kind of go with what feels right, some of the things that I've seen online. This is a technique that I actually got from watching Uche Notori's videos. I love the way she does her makeup. If you don't follow her, please go follow her. She's just that girl. She's based in London. The London girlies just get it. I feel like we have gotten to a really good place in terms of buffing out the foundation. It's coming together slowly but surely. So now that the foundation application is finished, I'm actually gonna go in and do my highlighting and concealing under my eye to make sure that underneath my eye looks nice and bright. I look alive. I'm gonna go back in with the Maybelline concealer. This is in the color 146.5. This is the lightest shade they sent me. I'm gonna use the applicator under my eye for this just to see how it goes, to give you guys an honest feedback on if I would use this under the eye with the applicator. Like Uche taught me, I bring my concealer down towards the nose. Let's mirror this on the other side. I probably would not always use this applicator. I like to be very precise about where I put my concealer, and this one kind of feels just like one fell swoop, which is totally fine if that's what you're into. I personally like having a little bit more control when I put my concealer on. I'm in the camp of letting my concealer sit a little while I do other things on my face, because I feel like if you start to blend too quickly when you put concealer on, specifically for this one, because this is more of a wet concealer, then it really kind of adheres to the face. We're gonna move on to contouring our face. For contour, I typically use Westman Atelier's contour stick in the color Ganache or Sun Melt by Say. They actually have come out with Dew Bronze. This is the color Sail. This is a liquid bronzer. Say's packaging is always so beautiful. Look at the beautiful color. It's like this chocolatey brown. Ooh, giving a similar profile to Ganache by Westman Atelier. I also do the bottom of my jawline. I'm gonna do this on both sides. On top of the eyebrow, we go underneath the eye, we bring it down. Now what I like to do, I like to go in and spray my face with a setting spray just to lock this in. We will be using a new product. This is by Liss. I actually had never heard of this brand before, but I'm so excited to be testing out a Black-owned beauty brand. This is supposed to blur and mattify. I'm gonna spray this way so you guys can see. Ooh. This is so light. I like how this feels on the skin. Wow. This is good. We're just gonna let this kind of dry a little bit, make sure that it actually stays. I've let this dry down quite a bit. Now I'm gonna go in with a beauty blender, and I'm gonna start by blending out my concealer. I try to always go up so that way I get that like snatched look. Oh, if you guys can tell. Ooh, look at that color. Okay, Say. I'm gonna do the other side. All of the contour has been blended out, and I really like how this is looking. I'm going to use the pointy side of my blender to go in with the concealer. I actually really love the way this concealer blends out under the eye. I typically go in with a brighter concealer under the eye, so this feels very natural to me, which I actually really like. The next step in my makeup routine is powder. We are going to be using these loose finishing powders by Maybelline. I have them in the color 35, which is deep, and then I have 40, which is dark. I get very oily, so if there's a way for me to control the oil, it's through powder. So I am very generous and liberal with how much powder I use. I think I got a little too much. This color I think is a little dark for under eye. I like my under eye to be brighter. This is giving very natural every day. I was incredibly too generous with this setting powder, so I feel like I have a little bit of like shadow under my eye now. So just as a heads up, these are pretty pigmented. I would have preferred to have a brighter color, but we are just testing things out. We're trying to see what works. I feel like this will be good for an all over face, but I will not be using this under my eye. I've done my best to buff out as much as I can to make it seem a little bit more natural and less splotchy. If you liked like the Laura Mercier powder, you know, the OG settings powder, this is giving very, very similar in tone as well as in consistency. It doesn't feel like it's too powdery or cakey on my face. I don't know if it's reading that way. I don't feel like it is. I feel like it's actually reading as pretty smooth, which is a winner. I'm not going to go in with 40 now, but I will show you guys what that color looks like. I'm just afraid that it's going to look a little too dark on me. Here is what 40 looks like. Just as an FYI, you do not have to shake very hard to get powder out. You guys can see how much has come out. Now it is time for one of my favorite steps in my makeup routine. It is time for blush. NARS has sent over some incredible products for me to try out, including their liquid blush. I actually was recently introduced to liquid blush from Say, so I'm so excited to be trying out these two colors. They sent over the color Insatiable as well as the color Aragon. I think I want to go in with Insatiable because I feel like this is a little bit more neutral nude for like an everyday face. The packaging is so pretty. Look at the color. Oh, look at that. Oh yeah. I also feel like this is very pigmented. I know I should be using a blush brush, but I'm just gonna go in with my beauty blender. Oh, we've got to compare. Yeah, you definitely could build this up. I am not going to do that for this just because I actually want to go in with a different type of blush on top of it. I am a proponent of mixing blushes, but I'm really, really liking how pretty this color is. For the second blush, I am going to be going in with the Patrick Ta blush, and this is in the color Oh, She's Different. Ooh, pretty. So there actually is a cream blush in here. This is a cream blush. And then there is this powder. I'm actually going to go in and do a little cream blush with my finger on top of what I already have. It is a very subtle color on my face. I feel like it's picking up on a little bit of the pink from the NARS blush, and it's making it feel a little bit more pronounced. Now I'm going to go in and put the powder blush on top. Gonna keep ooh, I did a little too much. Oh no. Well, at least we know this is pigmented. Make the same mistake on the other side so that way we can take it down. It's starting to look a little better. I don't have a new mascara to try, so I am going to go in with the YSL Beauty Lash Clash mascara. Here is one coat of Lash Clash versus no mascara. I think you guys can tell a difference. And just like that, mascara is finished. Next, I'm gonna go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Light Wand. This is their highlight wand. Another little applicator where you have to twist, and it's got this sponge. Go on top of my blush. I don't hate this actually. It also reminds me a little bit of the Super Glowy Gel by Say in the color Rose Quartz. I am going to use this micellar water that I picked up from Marshall's. I just remove all of the product. Now that my lips are clean of any residual makeup, we are going to go in with the final step, which is doing my lip. Because I'm doing a very natural, neutral face, I decided I'm going to keep the lip pretty simple. I'm going to try the NARS Afterglow Lip Balm, which is in the color Laguna. Pretty bronzy color. It feels great. And then to top off the lip, we are going to put a little bit of the Clarins lip oil right on top. And then the final step is going back in with the Liss setting spray. And just like that, guys, we have come to a completed face using only viral products. I would say that almost everything that I've used today has been a winner. I think the only things that I would have changed would have been the applicator on the concealer and maybe the colors for my setting powder, but everything else have been absolutely spot on. You guys let me know what you think of this final look. As I said before, everything will be linked below for you guys to shop. Click below if any of these products seem interesting to you or if you want to check them out for yourself. Anywho, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on the little notification bell so that you don't miss a video from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!